My stepdad told everyone at dinner I'd never accomplish anything without his money. I smiled and said he was probably right. Then I pulled out the acceptance letter that made him go silent for the first time in 8 years. I'm 19. Been living with mom and her husband Victor since I was 11, right after my dad passed. Victor works in finance, makes good money, and never lets anyone forget it. Every conversation somehow circles back to what he's paid for, what he's provided, how different my life would be without his generosity. It was Sunday dinner at his parents' house in the suburbs, the kind of house with a circular driveway and those perfectly trimmed hedges that look fake. Whole family was there. Victor's brother Austin with his wife, his sister Kelly with her husband, his parents at the heads of the table, mom and me squeezed in the middle. Victor was holding court like usual, talking about his latest promotion at the firm. Regional director now. Bigger office, bigger bonus, bigger everything. Everyone nodding along, impressed, asking questions that let him talk more. Then his mom, sweet lady, turns to me. So what are your plans after graduation, honey? College? Work? Before I can open my mouth, Victor jumps in. We're still discussing options. Truth is, without my financial support, his opportunities are limited. His brother Austin laughs into his wine glass. Kid's got no work ethic. I've seen his grades. Barely scraping by. I'm sitting there cutting my chicken, not saying anything. I'd learned years ago that arguing with Victor just made dinners longer. Victor keeps going, warming to his subject. I've offered to pay for community college, get him some kind of certification. HVAC, maybe. Plumbing. Something practical where he can make decent money. His dad nods seriously. Not everyone's cut out for university. Nothing wrong with trade work. Honest living. Mom touches my arm under the table. Her way of saying, stay calm, don't make a scene. We'll talk about it later. Victor's on a roll now. The guidance counselor suggested a gap year. Maybe he works for a while, figures out what he actually wants. But between us, I don't see much ambition there. He plays video games until 2 a.m. most nights. Kelly, his sister, tries to be nice. Well, what do you want to do? What interests you? Before I can respond, Victor answers for me. Doesn't matter what he wants, matters what's realistic. And realistically, without my money and connections, his options are extremely limited. I'm not throwing away thousands on some fantasy degree that won't lead anywhere. Austin raises his glass. Smart man, too many kids waste their parents' money on useless degrees. Victor nods. Exactly. If he wants my money, he'll study something practical. Business, maybe. Accounting. Something with a clear career path that I can help with. His mom looks uncomfortable. Well, I'm sure you two will figure it out. Victor cuts his steak. We will. But he needs to understand that without my support, he's looking at a very different future. I've built everything he has. The roof over his head, the food he eats. Without me, where would he be? That's when I stood up. Every eye turned to me. I reached into my jacket and pulled out the envelope, the one that had been burning a hole in my pocket for 3 days. This came Tuesday, I said quietly. Handed it across the table to Victor's mom. She opened it, confused, started reading. Her eyes went wide. Read it out loud, I said. She cleared her throat. Congratulations on your acceptance to Stanford University. We are pleased to offer you a full academic scholarship covering tuition, room, board, and living expenses for 4 years. The table went silent. You could hear the kitchen clock ticking. Victor's fork literally stopped halfway to his mouth. His face went blank. His brother Austin set down his wine glass. Wait, Stanford? I nodded. 4 years, completely funded, including the $8,000 summer research stipend they mentioned in paragraph 3. Victor's face was turning red now. Why didn't you tell us? When did you even apply? I looked right at him. You were always so sure about what I could and couldn't accomplish. Didn't want to disappoint you when I aimed too high. His mom kept reading, her voice shaky. This says you've been accepted to their engineering program with highest honors distinction. Top 2% of applicants. Victor found his voice. We need to discuss this. There are expenses beyond tuition. Books, travel, spending money. Already handled, I said calmly. The stipend covers everything. Plus, I've got a campus job lined up. Won't need a single dollar of your money. Kelly smiled. Stanford. That's incredible. I grabbed my jacket off the chair. Thanks. I've got an early flight tomorrow to tour campus and meet my academic advisor. Thanks for dinner. Victor pushed back from the table. We're not done discussing this. I walked to the door. Pretty sure we are. Mom texted me before I even got to my car, crying, saying she'd never been prouder and that she knew I could do it. And Victor texted 6 hours later, asking if we could talk about my future plans and how he could help. I left him on red,